Welcome back to Charleston County RoadWise. We're here at the Council of Governments office. It's near the old Navy base, and they have a beautiful facility here where they're studying and including the public, encouraging the public, especially the elected officials, to help make decisions about how our future will be as it regards traffic and the handling of traffic and growing numbers of population coming into the area. And it's all very exciting, and I have an exciting person sitting next to me. Her name is Kathryn, Basha, and she is Assistant Planning Director for the Council of Governments, and that covers Berkeley, Charleston, and Dorchester counties. You serve all of those areas, and you have representatives who come into this building and sit down and hear the staff, who are the experts, talk about possibilities, and then a lot of decisions are made.
Right.
And that's really, really great. And I should say, this is not the only COG. They're all over the state of South Carolina, maybe outside, I don't really know. But before we went to the break, we were talking about the high density areas where there's a lot of traffic. And as you know, the Charleston County half-cent sales tax program is making an effort to try to widen roads, to build new roads, to create, as in the Mount Pleasant area, the Bowman overpass, if you will, trying to include walkways for people, trying to also see that folks who like to ride bicycles have an opportunity, trying to provide some other ways of getting people around. But it seems like we need a lot more. And we were talking earlier, Kathryn, about a wonderful report that you wrote out. And it tells us a little bit about what's going on now. And what's curious to me is Daniel Island. Mm-hmm. Daniel Island is in which county?
Berkeley County.
In Berkeley County. Is Daniel Island seeing as much traffic as Mount Pleasant right now?
Oh, I think it is, especially along 526 and then the Clements Ferry spine.
Yeah. And that comes from houses. Well,
for the most part.
When we see houses and neighborhoods being built up, can we expect traffic to follow, increase in traffic to follow, just like we see increases in schools because now there are more children?
Right.
Do all of those things sort of work together?
Sure, and then, commercial development will chase those rooftops and come in and provide additional traffic in its own, because you've got people making trips out to the store. And then, of course, on Clements Ferry, you also have industrial development, with new industries going up along there, and, employers. You have people move to the area, you have employers come to the area, you have more houses, you have more development.
And we don't want it to go away.
No.
Because it's good for our economy.
Right.
But we have to accommodate it.
Right. We want to have a very efficient transportation system for the region. That's our goal.
26, Interstate 26, which, does it traverse the 3-county area?
It does go through all
It
three
goes
counties.
through all 3 of them? It is difficult, and I'm being very nice right now. It's difficult to travel. What's going on out there, and what's going to happen in the future?
Well, they just finished the one widening, of course, from aviation. I'm sorry, not aviation, but they did just do the whole improvement by aviation for Boeing impacts. And then you've got the previous improvement where it was widened, from up by Northwoods Mall down. And then we're just started on the study to look at, do the alternatives analysis to look at what makes sense in terms of other transportation modes along that corridor, whether it be, a light rail system, a commuter rail system, rapid transit, rapid transit systems, or just increased, bus routes.
I'm hearing some discussion about rail and trains taking you maybe from one place, downtown Charleston, maybe to some place in the outer limits of the community?
Right.
Is that something that we're considering?
Well, we're looking at all the alternatives. And, a lot of people say, well, rail just doesn't seem feasible. It's very, very expensive. But we look out, 30, 40 years in the future, what's going to happen in terms of growth and the impacts. And, while some of these alternatives might not make sense with the population we have right now, we have to start planning for what that population is going to look like in 30, 40 years.
When I gave you a call to do this interview, I had asked you to tell us what's going on, or what has been going on since 2000. These are census periods, since 2000 and 2010. And you came up with some information that was really, really interesting as to what's been going on in this community. You say here, and then we're going to go to the break and we'll come back and continue this, but you say here sections of Interstate 526 between Daniel Island and I-26 also saw significant growth in traffic between 2000 and 2010. Why?
Well, I think because you do have the population growth on Daniel Island, and it's picking up, 526 is picking up the commuters that are moving from Mount Pleasant over to the north area and back, on a daily basis. And then you've got the people on Daniel Island who are commuting in either direction. And then there's, as I said, there's been the development, industrial development along Clements Ferry, so you've got traffic going back and forth to get to the Clements Ferry interchange. So.
And you also say in this report to me, to share some information with us for this program, that the average traffic in this section, in the Daniel Island section, of the Beltway in 2010 was 65,975 what? Cars? People?
Average, that's an average daily traffic count. So on the average, over the course of the year, there were 65,000 cars that traveled that, either in both directions on a daily basis.
And neither one of us lived here in the 90s. Did you?
I came in the late 90s.
Late 90s? It wasn't like this.
No.
There wasn't this much
No,
traffic.
I've been doing that commute since the late 90s. I see the change.
But there's been quite a bit of change. And I want everybody to realize that there's been a tremendous change. And we're going to talk about some more of these stats statistics, that is, as soon as we return from this break. We'll be right back.